What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the debate room. We're doing things a little bit differently. Every Sunday, we're gonna come out with an episode, and then on Mondays, we're gonna do a small little video covering Monday Night Football. Um, Again, we're just pushing out content, man. We're all here today. Obviously, Max wasn't on the last episode, but we're all here, so you guys can say what's up.
What up? What up?
Yo,
Yeah, Latif, where you
yo,
at? Come on, man. What we doing? What we doing?
for me?
Yeah, what are we doing? Putting a
I put it.
jacket
I
on.
can put the jacket on, bro. What's wrong with
I
you?
guess so.
Oh,
Getting
nice. I
ready.
ain't seen you in a minute, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, your cut is nice, bro. I see it on your
Thank you.
story. That's nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Nah, it's been a shit week. We talked about it earlier. The Bears kill my mood on football. They kill my mood on sports. Michigan State lost. The Bears lost. Probably, I didn't want to watch any sports on Sunday. Um, yeah, you can go watch. You can go watch Bear Witness to hear our thoughts. But yeah, that one killed my mood on the season for right now. I need Shane Waldron arrested tomorrow.
Brian.
Did you?
Anywho,
Well, did you watch the episode next or no?
The one you guys just put out?
Yeah.
No, I need to rewatch what you guys said about the Bears.
Okay.
Why?
No, I was just wondering. You heard what I said. All right. You talk about it later.
I'll go back.
anywho, the Commanders, they beat the Bengals. Now the Bengals are 0-3. Holy, what is going on in Cincinnati? Yeah, Commanders come in and win a big game by the hands of Jayden Daniels. Was literally cooking. Um, I talked about it week one, and he looked. I,
Why are we starting with this game? What's this about? What the hell?
I think we should start with this one because it just happened. It's the freshest. It's freshest.
I agree. I'm not gonna lie. Who's surprised about the Bills game? Is anyone surprised about the Bills game?
I'm not. No, I wasn't.
Lock in, y'all.
Right.
Lock in. Anyways,
Jaden,
This strike 10. This strike 10. But
anywho, I talked about Jayden Daniels week one. I like dual threat quarterbacks, but week one it was a total difference. Like I said, dual threat quarterbacks when they come into the league, I feel like they're very hesitant to throw the ball. They know that they can get the job done with their legs, so they overly rely on that instead of playing through the air. And tonight it looked a little bit differently. Like it looked like instead of just scrambling trying to get yards just by his feet, it looked like he was actually looking down the field, intending on throwing the ball. He went 21 for 23 for 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. Taylor Britt, he was talking about how they had a simple offense for him, and he delivers a bomb. I think it was to Terry too.
yeah, it was.
Terry.
Both of them was.
You said it was.
Both of the bombs were to Terry.
Yeah. I mean, and then a lot of people were talking about how Terry was starting off slow, and this was the game. So the Commanders they've been going through a quarterback after quarterback, kind of like what the Bears have been going through, and it looks like they got their guy. So I'm happy for Washington.
I mean, I would say I think people who thought that Caleb Williams was going to have the best situation heading into the season, but and I was on that mindset as well. But it honestly might be Jayden Daniels. I don't think he has like great offensive talent around him at all, but his play calling is so much better. It's so much better than Shane Waldron. Like it is. Cliff Kingsbury. I wasn't high on Cliff Kingsbury at all coming into the season, but it's a difference. He's making that stuff a lot easier for Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is leading the league in completion percentage right now, and obviously he had those 2 great passes tonight. But before then, everything was like dink and dunk with some plays outside the pocket as well with him rushing using his legs. But the offensive line on the Commanders is not great at all. But it's probably
better than the Bears.
I don't know. It's like
Jayden Daniels is just more. I think Jayden Daniels is also just more mobile than Caleb.
I mean,
the situation it's not really. It's what you determine what's better situation. If you're talking about what's on the 53-man roster, it's Caleb by a long shot. If you're talking about coaching, then it's Jayden Daniels by a little bit because you'd still go with Sean. You still probably believe in Sean Payton more than you
I
believe
believe
in
in Sean
Chase
Payton. I
Young.
believe in Sean Payton. But
So it's like
I
that's
think
still like
I
that's
Max,
just
is
determine the
Jaden more
situation.
I
is
think
Jaden more mobile, or do they
no,
just
he's
use
more.
it?
Jada's
Yes,
more mobile. I don't. That's
Yeah.
he's more mobile.
I feel like they use it in different ways.
don't feel, bro. Don't feel, bro. This
No,
No,
this
because
bro,
like
they
it's
use
like
it
like
in
I
different
don't
ways.
I don't think
I mean,
Caleb.
Caleb's not
Hold on.
gonna run for like.
I don't think Caleb's gonna
Caleb's
have the
not
kind of
gonna
rushing
take it and
games
run
that
for like
Jaden
20
has.
yards, but he's gonna dance. He's gonna dance in the backfield. Make a play,
Okay.
deliver a bomb. You
I
know
want
what
to
I'm
get to
saying?
I want to get to my point.
Jaden's not doing that. Respectfully,
I
and I,
do think he has the best situation though. I do because he has the running game as well. Like one of the reasons why it's so hard for the Bears right now and Caleb is because their running game is non-existent. DeAndre Swift has been terrible. The offensive line has been terrible. And for what it's worth, the Commanders' run blocking and running game has been really, really good. And that was a big reason why they were successful tonight. So that's a big part of why the situation is good. But also, Jayden Daniels just looked like the most pro-ready quarterback coming into the draft and what he's been showing on display so far in the NFL. He's been able to hit the easy reads, and when he needs to extend plays or make a wild play, he's been able to do so. So shout out to him, man. I'm not really sold on him yet. I think he has the potential to be a good NFL quarterback. I don't know about elite tier or a superstar yet, but he's pretty mobile. He can make some really good plays so far when you need him to. But I want to see it on a down and down basis where he can, make wild plays. He hasn't been asked to do that. He is leading the league right now in completion percentage, and that's mostly because they haven't really asked him to do much. But when they did today, he showed out for sure. So I'm gonna give him his credit for one game. He's been by far the best rookie quarterback in the league.
Q, you go.
So what?
Q, you go. You go. You've been fighting to say something.
Hey man, I'm all for the Bengals downfall. In terms of hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Jayden Daniels, like I said it before, like I didn't think he was QB2, but he's still a 5-year starter with a lot of reps. He's seen a lot of things. He has a good skill set that literally made him pro ready. He's closer to the ceiling than obviously like players like Caleb and Drake, because again he's a 5-year starter. He done it for a long time. He was able to come in and just pretty much do things right away, especially like out of a playbook, because again he's seen a lot. With this situation, the supporting cast is garbage, but coaching bridges the gap for that, along with him just being a supreme athlete, able to make quick reads real quick, especially in the pocket. In the pocket, he was incredible. He was like 8 for 9 for like 170 something. I think that went up to like 2 something just because of that last bomb. They may have something. I don't think it's going to lead to a lot. Like I think they might get like 8 wins maybe, but he's doing a good thing. Next year is really going to be their year. They're going to see what they got. But I think it's a good start. Again, Bengals trash, not making the playoffs. Broca had a good game. The rest of the team still garbage. That's really the main story, I think, from here. It's going to be a Jayden Daniels story for the rest of the week, but it should be that the Bengals are cooked. But that's a story for another day.
No,
Again, like it is week 3, so we can't overreact to stuff. Jaden hooped, like nothing to say about that. And we saw the Bengals go toe to toe with the Chiefs last week, and we also saw them get beat at home by New England the week before. So I really think that, like, again, taking these games with a grain of salt and looking at these teams, like, I don't think Cincinnati has this great defense. But with that being said, Jayden Daniels still outplayed Joe Burrow in a game where he threw for 2 touchdowns, had 2 missed passes, rushed the ball, was a leading rusher on the team. Like, if you're a Washington fan, how can you not be excited from that? Like, you're not worried about what team you played. You're just worrying that he hooped. But it is week 3. It's the first game that he's kind of done this with. You can talk about completion percentage, Latif. I didn't know he was the leader in completion percentage. But that Tampa Bay game, week 1, was obviously scary, right? Just first time seeing NFL defense, rushed for 2 touchdowns. He just didn't throw the ball downfield. I think he might have had 120 yards, and everything was just little dump-off passes. He was not looking comfortable in the pocket at all. This game was different. He looked comfortable. He was making good throws. The 50-yard bombs, it was like that's his farthest throw he's had since even in college. Like, he does not throw the ball downfield like that. But I think after so many dump offs, literally that was the stat they were talking about on ESPN. It was like it's the long.
I just can't. I don't know about that. I can't.
It was
50
like the
yards.
stat on ESPN. It
He's
was
never
like
at
50 yards was the
LSU.
longest pass that he's had.
the stat on ESPN was like that.
Not air yards, not like 50 air yards. No,
Yeah.
like
What?
50-yard completion if like somebody threw a 20 and then they
Yeah,
ran for
like catch
30.
and
Like
run,
he
catch
did
and
that.
run. No,
But
air
50
yards.
air yards ain't never
Yeah.
happened.
Okay. Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit here again. Like, I don't think I thought like Jayden would have this game on week 3. Obviously it was a great game, but yeah, like again, like take it with a grain of salt. Like same thing with Caleb, where it's like you can't overreact. Same thing with whoever, you can't overreact. Like I want to see Jayden against a great defense, and I want to see Jayden like later down the line, playing a team like Philly, playing a team like Dallas, like getting these divisional matchups and stuff. Washington plays they play the Bears on a Thursday night coming up here. Seeing him toe to toe with Caleb, like, I'll just be more intrigued to see those matchups. But we now know what he's capable of. Jayden Daniels can go out there, can lead a team to a game like this. Yeah, I was very impressed by Jayden Daniels today. And I think if I'm a Washington Commanders fan, I'm like ecstatic.
Drake May was 2 for you.
Yeah, I still think like he was a better prospect based off like arm talent and age, and the gradual like increase, like what Drake May would like be able to learn and do like in that short amount of time. Like he'd gain more like in a short amount of time than like Jayden Daniels. So like he wasn't that far off from Jayden Daniels, and like he had the opportunity to grow even more with way less snaps. And he's like 3 years younger. I'm a 25-year-old quarterback, 25-year-old quarterback is pretty much going to be who they are. Like I don't think Jayden Daniels' ceiling is much more than what you're seeing right now. Like he might get slightly better, like certain things, like making certain reads and whatnot. But like he's pretty much who he is right now, which is not like a bad thing. Like you could, based off this game, if you want to overreact, you could probably say he's a top 20 quarterback, top 18, like right now today. Like I wouldn't push back on that. But I think Drake May could be a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he got the opportunity to sit there, and I'm glad they're not playing Drake May because he would get killed behind the offensive line. It is god awful. It is terrible. But I kind of want to speak on the Bengals a little bit. I think the Bengals season is over for sure, though. 0-3. I don't know if any team has came back from 0-3 and made the playoffs. If it is, it's really, really rare. And they just don't have the defense with their schedule to overcome that. The running game is terrible. I think the corners are decent. But they just haven't been able to get up and play for anybody but the Chiefs, and I think that's their Super Bowl. That's why they play them so well. But yeah, it's really raps for them with their schedule and the division they're in. There's gonna be no easy games. Even with Joe Burrow having a good night, Jamar Chase having a good night, T. Higgins looking decent in his first game back for the season. It was
Especially
crazy.
with how Pittsburgh. I mean, maybe Cleveland, but they never beat Cleveland. Pittsburgh looks really good with their defense, and Baltimore is Baltimore. So.
Yeah, Joe Burrow loses to Lamar.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Cleveland
always cooks them.
Never beat Cleveland.
Steelers beat 50-50.
But with that defense, like Pittsburgh's been looking like they're
I'm not gonna lie, man. I think they're gonna beat. Well, they might not sweep the Steelers, but they could.
Nah, they're gonna crack the Browns. They're gonna crack the Browns unless Jameis Winston is playing. If Jameis Winston is playing,
I hope Jameis gets in there soon. Oh,
I'm not moved by the Steelers at all. I can't lie. I'm not.
Huh?
I'm not moved by the Steelers at all.
Steelers defensively can make
they can get in the playoffs for sure. They could definitely get in the playoffs.
So I mean, yeah, but I probably would bet against it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're gonna get playoffs.
All right.
Let's get the next game.
Bills dominate the Jags. I mean, I'll go first, and then I don't know.
Q, let Q and Latif talk about this because this is their beef.
I don't. Yeah, I think this. Why would I think the Q should start? I mean, he the Bills fan. Josh, I don't go.
The Jags are not a good team. That kind of does not matter, especially in this matchup. Josh Allen has not been able to beat Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, like at all. Like it's been late game nonsense. It's been turnover after turnover. It's been 9-6 ball games. It's been losing a game on a Stephon Diggs drop. Like there's been a whole lot of that. They weren't able to beat this team. So coming out there and beating this team, how they did it is based off like all the offseason things and people, the turnover of the roster and missing this, that, and the third, and yada, 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 and Stephon Diggs and blah. Just they went out there, they dominated like they did last week. kind of how they did against Arizona for a stretch. Like they went on like a 24-point like run against the Cardinals. They just dominated since halfway through the second quarter of week 1. They've been one of the most dominant teams in the NFL. Sure, you could say anything you want about the competition that they played, but you play who's in front of you. Their real test is coming up next week. Well, the next 3 weeks, I have no doubt they're probably gonna go at least 1-1. This is a good showing for Josh. 3 weeks, no turnovers, well, no interceptions. He got a fumble, but that was like first drive of the game. You can just toss that out. Of the season, you could probably toss that out. I'm gonna toss that out. Looking like the MVP front runner. His odds just got boosted. He's like tied with Mahomes for MVP, so everything's shaping up real well. I don't really got too much to say. It's the Bills. I knew this was gonna happen. I've been saying it all offseason. You just gotta sit back, relax. Listen to me. I'll be right. Y'all be wrong, especially Buddy up there in the top left.
What did I?
Let me go. Can I go next?
Go ahead.
This is my MVP pick. This is my MVP pick all year. This is the kind of games. This is the kind of games I expected Josh Allen to have, where he doesn't need Stephon Diggs. He just needs to find open receivers. I think the first 5 touchdowns, everyone was caught by a different player or scored on by a different player. Ball was getting back. Ty Johnson had one. Kincaid had one. Shakir had one. James Cook had one. Ball was getting spread around. Pause. It was literally like he could do whatever he wanted. The one Ty Johnson toss I thought was one of the best throws of the night, a better throw of his career in my opinion. Just a little flick over the top, beautiful in the corner. Like he looked like he could do no wrong in that game. He was absolutely dicing up Jacksonville's defense. Their defense looked solid, obviously. Trevor Lawrence did not look like he could do anything. Their O-line was abysmal. It was just a rough, long night for Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. But, I mean, this is the kind of game that you need if you're the Bills. People, I don't think we're giving up all hope on the Jags. I think there was still some hope. They looked bad, but I think people still thought they could maybe win this game or do something here. Literally through the first 2 drives, they shut it all up. I think that, like, the Bills right now are, like, in the driver's seat. Obviously, I think in the AFC East, I think that they are, again, on pace to compete with the Chiefs this year in the AFC Championship. Obviously, I feel like injuries always kill them. You look on the defense side of the ball in the past couple of years, injuries always seem to get the Bills in some way or another. But barring that at this point in time, like I see no reason why they can't be playing in the AFC Championship and contending with Mahomes again.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go real quick. Yeah, this game was like super like boring for me. I think they scored on like the first 5 possessions they scored. They ended up scoring. Yeah, I don't know. It was just super boring. Josh Allen did his thing. I guess it goes for his MVP case. He really balled out. The Jaguars suck. Like actually suck. Trevor Lawrence maybe moving towards. I don't want to call him a bust, but like it's getting to a point, bro. Like it gets to a point. Every game that he's played so far in the season has been very lackluster. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say, but yeah, it's just not looking too good. Starting off 0-3, they're not making the playoffs. So, I mean, it is what it is. But that's all I have to say. And Shakira 1200, man.
Not happening. Bruh. I mean, listen, man. I was definitely gonna come up here and sing the. I'm probably I'm gonna sing the Bills' praises. But I don't know where this gimmick is coming from. I mean, I don't think anyone predicted them to lose this game in the schedule predictions at all. Now I did have them losing to Miami, but that I did have that happening. But I mean,
why?
Why? We talked about that in the schedule prediction. And that game is past now. I don't even know why we reflected back on that. Anyways,
I ever want to talk about when they was wrong.
Anyways,
good you.
I mean, the last episode that happened, like that was literally yesterday. I don't know what happened about that.
No, anyways, talk about when you're wrong. You want to talk about when you right? Talk about when you're wrong.
What was the last episode? Okay, then.
Was that week 1?
No, bro. What are you? Anyways, I don't know. Cause
are you talking about the
yes,
Packers?
yes. All right. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the Bills, but something you said is kind of threw me off a little bit. I mean, yeah, they look great. They look great. I think we've seen this from the Bills though before. Like, obviously, it's a little bit different. Where as far as like their running game and lack of weapons, and they're still being a top offense. Josh Allen he might be playing the best football of his career. He might be actually, to be honest, the way he's playing.
Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Where there are people who were hating on the Bills because of their weapons, hating on the Bills because of the defensive people they lost.
I picked Josh Allen to win MVP, and so that means
win the division. Who's picked win the division?
The Jets, which is still on the table.
Jaden, were you not hating on the Bills defense for them like losing names?
No, he was. He was
trying to fight that.
I'm
just saying, like, I don't think there was like this.
This literally doesn't move me.
I'm just saying, I don't think it was this foregone conclusion that everyone thought that, oh my gosh, the Bills would dominate all the time.
Defensively,
I had them winning. I had them winning the division.
This didn't scream like defense to me. Like they were hounding the Jags, but like,
what the hell are you talking about? Okay,
they had 3 points in the first. Latif, I'm just saying, like,
I
don't think
it didn't scream like this is like y'all don't understand.
It was 34.
The Jags have been underwhelming like these past 3 games. Like I don't think that this is like such a great offensive unit, bro. Like yeah, they played good.
Jags.
The Jags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Latif, I just don't think it was like this crazy.
Isn't like some crazy offensive unit. Like they came out, they did their thing, they held them to 10 points. That's cool, but like.
I'm gonna hold back on the contender thing.
I gotta see more.
I'm gonna hold back on the contender thing, Max. We gonna let's see some a little bit more. They are looking amazing. I'm gonna hold back on the contender.
Hold on. If you're looking at the rest of the
AFC right now,
who
outside of the Chiefs, what team in the AFC do you think can beat them?
I'm not talking about right now. I'm not obviously not talking about right now. I'm saying that's why I said I'm gonna hold back on the contender thing.
All right, hold on.
There's some tough games coming next. They face the Ravens. Now if they beat the Ravens, that's a
the Ravens aren't a tough game. Right now, they're not a tough game.
That's gonna be a tough game. That's gonna be a tough game for them. I mean,
based on what? Based on what you've seen from the Ravens, how can it possibly be a tough game?
Because the Ravens are a great team. What are we doing?
They have not showed you that they were a great team for 3 weeks. They just literally haven't.
That's okay. They had a close game with the Chiefs, which we recognize as the best team in the NFL. And
but the Chiefs have not been playing well.
Sure.
Close game with the Chiefs don't really mean much.
And most people have them as the best team in the league. I don't know what we're doing. The Ravens are.
Based off just nobody wants to count them out. Nobody's just going to count out the Chiefs because it's the Chiefs. If you want to be objective about the Chiefs, they have not played well. They have not played like the best team in the league.
Do you think they're going to blow the Ravens out?
They could. I think that's on the table.
Okay, but if they don't, then it was going to be a tough game. I don't think they're going to blow them out. Like, if you would bet that, would you bet that they're going to blow them out? Would you bet that?
I'd bet that they'd blow them out more than that the Bills would lose.
Okay, I'm not. I don't want to get into the debate about that. I don't think me saying that's going to
be there will be no logical. There literally won't be no logical debate about that. That'd be silly and doing grasping a whole lot of hypothetical straws based off what we've seen. If we go on what we watched for 3 weeks, there's no way you can make
that. Are the 49ers a great team?
As of right now, no, they're not.
Okay, so I don't know what we're doing. Just because we had a 3 week sample size of teams we know that are really great. The 49ers.
I don't know that.
I don't know what we're doing.
I see a 49ers team with 2 of their top defenders not playing and 3 of their top offensive players not playing. And they lost to a team that was worse than them.
Dude, the Steelers are the best team in the league. The Vikings are the best team in the league. I don't know what they're not.
But now you're being corny. That's corny.
We're not being corny. If you want to use
that is kind of corny.
That's being because that don't even track with this.
Bro, the Steelers, we're using just 3 week sample sizes.
The Vikings are the best team in the league. Like, what are you doing? Be honest.
Like, Seahawks are 3-0. Like we have knowledge of these teams.
I said you bringing up record. I said nothing about no fucking record. I didn't say that at all.
You said 3 week sample size.
The first thing out my mouth had to do with just literally play. I didn't say nothing about the records.
Those 2 teams are looking like some of the best teams.
Have not played well.
Best teams right now.
The 49ers and the Ravens have not played well. That's literally a fact. Anybody
doesn't mean they're not one of the best teams in the league, though, and they're not great teams.
Based on what?
Based on track record over the
last year,
what they have on the roster. What are we talking about right now?
Yeah, and on that 49ers roster, it's basically all their best players are not playing.
But we're not gonna act like
the second best players damn near Jawan
one of the best teams in the league. I don't even know why this is a debate. They are. The 49ers are one of the best teams in the league. Like they are.
Based
That's
on
not
what?
even debatable. Based on what they have on their
What
roster.
are you watching? Are you when you see them
they are
when
injured,
you watch the
and we know
49ers, you say they're the best team in the league. When you watch the 49ers the past 2 weeks, have you thought they were one of the best teams in the league?
Yes, still one of the best teams in the league. Yes.
You're lying to yourself.
And they lost to the Rams. They had back-to-back losses. Do I think they're not one of the best teams in the league anymore? No, they still one of the best teams in the league. They are.
There's nothing that you watched that showed you that's telling you that they're one of the best teams in the league.
They
literally just grasping that straw of what you knew before.
Season. They dog water Jets.
Going off last season. You're not going off what you're watching.
Right now, their defense is struggling right now. Their defense is struggling right now. They're still one of the best teams in the league. They're going to be one of the best teams in the league.
Their offense just got stalled out this last week.
Again, I don't want to. Their offense got stalled out. They put up points against a bad defense, and they literally had a seismic drop. Purdy was cooking this entire week. So I don't know what we're doing.
Last week again, the offense got stalled out to a team that nobody thought was going to make the playoffs.
You talking about the Vikings?
Yeah, that happened last week. They did not look good for 2 weeks. The only two people that looked good yesterday for the 49ers were Purdy and Juwan Jennings. Everybody else did not look good.
We're using that logic, though. We're using that logic. There are teams in the league right now that are 3-0. With that logic, would be the best teams in the league, and they're not. The Seahawks are not the best teams in the league. They look great this whole season, but they're not one of the best teams in the league.
They have not looked great the whole season. The Seahawks did not look great against the Broncos. The Seahawks did not look great against the Patriots.
The Steelers
so no, they're not one of the better teams in the league. Their record says they are, but you could watch them and say you can see that they're not one of the better teams in the league.
Great through 3 weeks. They're not better than the 49ers. Like, I don't know what we're doing. It's just a dumb argument to have. They're not better than the 49ers.
Nobody said that. Bro, it's dumb because you're saying dumb shit. You're talking about a whole lot of 2023 shit. You talking about a whole lot of 2023. All you telling me is about 2023, bro. All you telling me is about 2023. Again, all you telling me is about 2023. You have not told me anything that you've seen in 2024 to back up any of your statements except for things that happened in 2023.
Yo.
The Cowboys. We watched it.
Going to the next.
It was way closer than what it really was.
You back on the same shit again.
Are the Saints better than the 49ers?
This is gonna
Are the Saints better than the 49ers?
Latif,
they look great through 3 weeks.
Latif,
they have a better record than the 49ers. They're not better than the 49ers. It's not hard.
This is gonna get into our 32 team pick anyway. So just get into the next thing. We'll go through that.
That's fine. Anyways, I wanted to talk about the Bills. But again, they're gonna have some tough games coming up. The Ravens is gonna be a tough game. There's not gonna be a blowout. That's gonna be a tough game, hard fought game. Anyways, but they have the best offense in the league right now without weapons. They have one of the best running games in the league right now, a top 10 defense. They do look like arguably the second best team in the entire association right now. So what they've been doing through the first couple of weeks of the season. I do want to see it because the Bills have looked great to start seasons off. And sometimes they go on skids, something like that, or they have great regular seasons in the playoffs. They fall short. That's my hesitancy with them as a contender. Is what my point was, because they look great right now. They have great regular seasons, but I want to see them do it in the playoffs where the defense shows up in the playoffs.
Understand?
Little teams. That was my whole point. That's why we said contender. I'm saying I want to see that because they've been here before. Where they look great through 3 weeks. Or
the only thing I'm fighting on that right now is through week 3 they are easily a contender, and that's all we really have to look at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They are a week 3 contender. And we can't worry about that because it hasn't happened yet. But they're a week 3 contender.
Yeah, but do you get my calls for caution with what they've been doing?
Yeah, understand. But
the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's fine. But at that point in time, we can't make any contenders a pretend. You know what I'm saying? But this season, as it stands right now, I agree with what both you guys are saying. I think you got to take pieces from what happened in the past, and you have to take pieces from this year. And I agree, you don't look at the record because the Seahawks are 3-0. But the Seahawks have played bad against the Broncos. They played Tim Boyle, and then they played. They almost lost the Patriots, right? 3-0 is just a number.
They look insane.
I agree, and the Vikings look a lot higher for me right now. But you also got to look in years past and what's happened. But this team
the Vikings are contenders.
Through week 3, I think they're a playoff team. But again, you got to look at other pieces to it. That's why the record is the only thing. Quarterback play. I think
dominated the Texans.
Sam Darnold's playing great. Sam Darnold's playing great. But Sam Darnold has no playoff experience. So how is that going to be when he hops into week 1 of the playoffs, right? Am I going to trust Sam Darnold or am I going to trust an Eagles team where Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl before and they've looked progressive with their team. Jalen Carter looked better on the defensive line. They have different pieces. So I don't know. I think we'll catch up
The
later.
49ers lost to the 49ers. I mean, the Eagles lost to the Buccaneers last year, bro, in the playoffs. So we're gonna do that. Then
That's fine.
I
The
don't know.
Eagles team was decrepit at the end of the year, though.
They lost to the Buccaneers twice.
I mean, like
They lost to a bunch of teams. They literally had a historic collapse. They were bad.
I don't. That logic for me, Max, is not consistent because it's like you say, "Oh, am I going to trust the Eagles team or the Vikings team?" And the Vikings team has looked great through 3 weeks of the season, and then you watch the Eagles struggle mightily like their last 9 games, and also their defense is inconsistent right now. When the Vikings have
Did the Vikings also not lose to?
And the Eagles are still struggling just the same.
Did the Vikings not lose the Giants like last playoff, 2 playoffs ago?
What?
Yeah, sure, but they lost to them in the regular season also. But I don't understand what that means right now.
I thought we were talking about if we're saying the Eagles lost 2 teams or same team twice. Like, I get it's not. First of all, Kirk is better than Sam Darnold. Sorry. You still have Kevin O'Connell at the helm. The defense is
better
very
coaching now with Ryan Flores.
Yeah,
Ryan Flores
is very, very different. That's the only part. The defense is very different. Yes, I agree. All right, let's hop into the power rank.
I want to talk about the Jags. I was just incredibly disappointed in the Jags' performance, especially with their back against the wall. They had to win this game to keep their season alive, and to lay a goose egg like 3 points in the first half, no fight, no heart, nothing. I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's a good quarterback, but what he's shown this season hasn't been that. And for him to be getting paid $200 million, number 1 overall draft pick, I know the offensive line is not good. I know the receivers have issues. I know the running game isn't good. I know the defense is banged up. You have to elevate, bro. You have to be the lone bright star on this team. At least you playing well, type shit. I know the play calling is bad, but he just hasn't showed up. If he was like killing and the team was trash, then it'll be a different thing. But right now, I think it's definitely valid for the entire football world to have concerns about Trevor Lawrence and what he can be in this league for sure. And you can't even use the injury thing anymore because like he's healthy. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on for me. That's all I had to say about the Jags, though. That season is over.
They suck.
Yeah, Texans are winning the division easily. I'm not gonna lie.
No question. I thought it was gonna be a lot better of a division. Looks terrible.
Colts can't stop the run. Titans have Will Levis at quarterback, and yeah.